and what about your sibling? You know, it's really good to have those, parents, dad, mom, sibling. How many of you praise that, like, you have a house to live? You have a place to live, right? You have something to eat. If you count the blessing, there are, you can look around all these, the stuff that you see every day. It is very important to, you have to, sometimes we don't look at all, especially in this country, right? And how many of you thanks for a new president? Yeah, right? See, you have a president, some country, they don't have this opportunity, right? So it's really important. If you look at, surrounding, and there are a ton of stuff that, you can say, thank you, God. But I would like to focus today that, and let me ask you guys here, how many of you have a best friend? Okay. All right. So, do you think, the one that raised your hand, do you think your best friend, is a real best friend? You hope so? Or, I don't see like many married people here. Some people might say that, my wife is my best friend. Or, maybe some of you guys might have, boyfriends and girlfriends, and you say that, he or she is my best friend. Right? Those things, it won't last forever. Do you agree with me? The best friend won't last forever. So tonight, Novelle, could you turn on, Job chapter 1, verse 21? We're all going to read that verse together. And let's, find out something from, there's something that we can learn from that verse. Job chapter 1, verse 21. And everybody will, when you read that, you will immediately understand, the meaning. But let's try and see that how far can we go. So, okay, let's read it from, Job chapter 121. And he said, naked I came from my mother's womb. So I would like to focus, the first sentence. Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. What does that mean? There are 2 points that you can see from that verse. What does that mean? Naked I came from my mother's womb. What is that talking about? What? Come on, this is very easy. You should give me immediately, answer. What is that? Naked I came from my mother's womb. What is that talking about? The time you were born, right? It's talking about your birth. The time your mother gave birth to you. So naked I came from my mother's womb, right? And what about the next one? Naked shall I return there. What is that talking about? The time when you're going to, you're going to die. So this is talking about what? Birth and death, right? Naked I came from my mother's womb. So this is not only when you think clear, a little bit more deeper, it's not only talking about, we will see only birth and death, but, let's consider this here. Before I ask you, who have your, do you have your best friend, right? And most of the time, this world is full of troubles, right? And you have a ton of problems at school, at your neighbors, at everywhere in your country, a lot of troubles. But when that troubles come, good to have friends, right? Good to have family, right? and good to have someone to, to pray with and, to talk to. It's really, and also good to have a church member like this. But in those people, like in those community or in that group, do you think those people will really help you? Can you find the right answer, or can you find, something that's helpful for you by hanging out with those people, Christians? When you look at Job, the book of Job, right? Did he have wealth? Yeah, right? He was very rich, man. He was very rich. And did he have a wife? Yeah, he has a wife. And did he have children? How many of them? 3 daughters and 7 sons. So altogether, 10 children. And did Job have servants? Yes. Did Job have friends? How many best friends he had? 3. Wow. More than 1. 3 friends. But when the crisis come, when the troubles come, what happened? The wells are gone, right? The children are gone, right? And what else? His wife. What happened to his wife? No, she didn't die. She kind of what? Said, Job, kind of like just the stuff that Job was told to Job was what? Cast your God and what? Die. So his wife really want him to what? Die. Wow, is that a best friend? Wow. And what about those 3 friends that come and see Job? They came and sat down with Job for how many days? 7 days. Right? No talking. But there are many, Yeah, there is someone, that can help you at the front. Okay, so I don't have a change either. So.
Someone please help me so I get something to eat, please.
Are they kind of like cursing him? They're kind of going to curse him, right? So that when you have, a real crisis, troubles come, you are by yourself. All right? You are just by yourself. So when you are born, who were with you at that time? You think your mom was there, right? Yeah, that would be a blessing. But some, children that are born, they didn't even know who their parents are, right? They're just dumb somewhere. And there is a children that born in Thailand, right? That was on YouTube. In Facebook. A dog, brought that baby to the hospital. And that child was now getting, big. Now he become even like a monk, a small one. They gave him the robe and everything. So it's in Thailand. And in those times, when that time comes, you will be by yourself. Your mom cannot help you all the time. Your dad cannot help you all the time, right? Your sibling cannot help you all the time. Your wife cannot even help you all the time. So when let's say when you are on the bed or in the hospital, someone can give you the medicine, but you still have to face death by yourself. So that means, you are alone. You came alone, and you are going to go back to that place alone. How lonely are we? We are very lonely. You don't know about yourself. Right now, you are thinking that, oh, I'm going to have fun at the church. I'm going to have fun, at the school. I'm going to play with my neighbors. Those times will be over. And one day you will realize, or maybe you will living in a wealthy house, with many, materials, and maybe even have many children, but you still can be lonely in the darkness by yourself. Have you ever had that kind of moment? I have three best friends, in my childhood. Till now, I can say that those are including me, right? We have 3 friends, and I have 2 best friends. In my life, I only have those 2 best friends. I cannot find any best friend right now. I have to say that I cannot make, I don't want to make any best friend. Even like, you might say that, what about your wife? Yeah, she's my wife, but sometimes like even we are, sleeping in the same house, the same bed, but it can still be lonely. Sometimes you don't share your thoughts together. So when best friend back home, how many of you do like this? Do you understand this? What do you do then? Yeah, when we do this, I said, I would like to be friend with you. You do what? You press it down, right? And if you said, I don't want to be friend with you anymore, then you just split it. So that's how we do like, I had 2 best friends, we came from school, we talk together, we play together, but sometimes, we do this, those 3 guys, including me, which side you will go? And the other guy, thought it's going to be on my side, but immediately he said, he just, split my, my hand. Sometimes I did it to them. And that's how we, even the best friend can be lonely sometimes. And our house is like 1, 2, 3 at the hospital quarters. We live at the quarters. So my friend, I live in the other side. 2 of my friends live on that side. So if I don't talk with them, I'm just by myself that side. And if the middle one, we don't want to make friend with him, then me and other guy, has to, consider how to cross that house. And if we cross that house, he throws stone to us, or maybe he just, ambush us sometime. So those times, can happen. And if you are by yourself, and that was like very lonely. So in my childhood, I have 2 best friends, and they all die now. 2 of them, that was like 5 years ago. Both of them died. And since then, I said, I have many friends, but, there is none like having those friends, in my life. So that is very important. Why I'm saying this, when you consider this sentence, naked I came from my mother's womb, and then naked shall I return. There. So our life will be very lonely. On earth, right now. God is putting you here. God gives you life. He just gives you a chance to find a good friend. And the good friend that lasts forever. All right, you should have a good friend that lasts what? Forever. Who would be that friend? Do you have that friend? Do you find that friend? Come on. Can someone tell me who is that friend that I'm talking about? Who is that? Jesus, right? Do you have Jesus? Do you think Jesus is your best friend? Can you show me where he is? Up there. So if he's up there, then he's not my best friend. He walk with you. Is he walking with you right now? He sit with you? Yeah. I'm talking about the best friend. If you don't see that, you will be eternally lonely. You'll be eternally away from God. And then you'll be eternally, stay in a lonely place. So what is a Christianity all about? Can someone tell me, if somebody asks you, what is Christianity all about? Can someone throw answer to me? What is Christianity all about? Relationship with God, following Christ. Anything else? Love. Okay, come on. There may be deeper than that. Or maybe simple one. What is Christianity all about? Some people said, Christian, in order to be a Christian, you have to do what? You have to receive Jesus Christ first, right? So you're saved, and then you become a Christian. So is that Christianity all about? Now you are saved, right? So you become a Christian. So is that the story of a Christian? No, right? So what is the next step? What is the next step? Say something. I'm talking about on earth, Christianity. You said that I accepted Jesus Christ and I become a Christian. And what's next? You share what? You share about the gospel? Okay, very good. And what else? It's like simple, right? But it's kind of tough. What's Christianity? Now the next step, you said, I would like to be more like Jesus Christ. Right? You're trying to live holy. You try, with the help of the Holy Spirit. And you said, I'm going to be a good Christian. Be more like Christ. Is that all about Christianity? Now you become a Christian. You're trying to be like Jesus Christ. What else? What is a Christianity? What is a Christian do? What is your goal? What is your vision? Am I talking to Christians? See, if you don't understand this, your Christian life will be always incomplete. And our Christian life is not complete yet, but we have to hope to see that, the Christianity really means, I would like to sit on the throne one day with my Creator. That's what you long for. You would like to be with God, right? Isn't that it? That's why you receive Jesus Christ, right? So think about this. Why after Adam and Eve sinned, from that time on till today, the work that God did for us, the work that God did for us is to draw back near to Him, right? And we see that there will be tribulation come, 7 years. And then after that, He's going to reign 1,000 years. Right? He's going to draw as much people as He can to Him. But at the end, the final moment, the new heaven and the new earth, what is that destination. In the book of Revelation, chapter 21, chapter 22 said what? Now it is over. What? God is with who? With his people. He is in the midst, and the people are with him. That's complete everything. See, that's what, we're going to have the best moment in the new heaven and the new earth. But right now, if you don't find that best friend that you're going to hang out eternity, then you will someday, you're going to be very lonely, in the darkness, in the pit of hell. So when you look at this, very important. I came alone, and I have to go back alone. And now I thought I have friends, I thought I have families, but those are just temporary. They only help me on the surface, not in my deepest, thoughts and insight, stuff. None of you can help me with that. I cannot help you with that either. See, if you think about that, the friendship that you have, everything that you value, cannot help you. You are just lonely. And just look at the verse. Naked I came, you alone, and naked I have to go back. So you have to grab something, that can stay with you forever. Right? So how many, those who have, the best friend, how much you know about your best friend? How much you know about your best friend? Do you know your best friend, or what your best friend, the color that she likes or he likes? Yeah, right? What food she likes, right? What kind of movie channel she, used to watch, right? Or what restaurant she, go to eat, right? What kind of, that exercise, she do, all kind of things that you know about your best friend, right? And also you know about some kind of bad stuff, bad parts of your best friend too, right? Sometimes she might be mean to you. Sometimes he might be, do something crazy stuff to you. When I was in New Jersey campus, we live in the dorm, and then I have to be very careful, when my birthday comes. When you live in a dorm with a bunch of friends, and that might be, totally nightmare sometimes, especially in your, on your birthday. What they did was I never know the custom here. Like I never had that experience before. But when I was in the dorm the first year, and when my birthday came, all these guys came out and grabbed me. All right, and then what did they do to me was like they put all these shave cream, on my face, and they shaved my hair. And then, they just throw me like, cold water on you in a restroom. And then they said, happy birthday. I was like so shocked. Wow, this is kind of you treat your, you give a birthday shower. That was a terrible experience. Next time I have to be careful. When my birthday comes, I totally, freak out. Those are very bad, bad parts of them. But you might have some kind of that experience. But now I'm talking about, those moments will stay only a few, maybe years, with you. So now that's why I would like to, tell you that do you have a best friend, God, Jesus Christ with you? And do you know about him? how to be best friend with him. Right? If you don't know that, just remember this verse. You will be lonely forever. Nobody can help you. All right? So God is open a chance right now, right at this moment, in 2017. You come into 2017, you're still alive because God would like to give you that chance. And you said, I'm all set. I received Christ. Then your next step is what? Yes, my goal is what? To be with him and sit on the throne together with that God. That's what you long for, to be with him. So then you try your best to please your best friend. That is called Christianity. Other than that, God put you here, give you a chance, give you to, go the next step, and the next step more closer to him. And one day you're going to sit with him on the throne. You don't want like this to finish your life. Naked I came, naked I'll return. Just by yourself, without God. Your friend cannot even die with you. Your friend said, I'll die for you, whatever cost. Yes, she can die for you, but you still have to die one day by yourself. So when that time comes, do you have someone with you? Especially your best friend, Jesus Christ. So find that, friend. Get that friend in 2017. God is still giving you a chance. If you don't know how, I don't have time to explain it here, but there are a lot of people that can tell you. Whoever tell, about that Jesus Christ, you want to be a hypocrite, right? And sometimes I look at that, a lot of teaching. He said, discipleship, first step. Discipleship, second step. Discipleship, third step. And they never disciple one person in their life. Only thing they have is what? The formulas. You don't want to be like that. If you really say that this is how you receive Jesus Christ, this is how I receive Christ, then that has to be shown in you. And that best friend that you walk, when you introduce that friend to your friend, you really have to explain, this is how I walk with him. This is how my life is. That is Christianity. If you don't have that moment in your life, it's only in here. And think about that verse. One day, you will end up like that, by yourself. All right? God bless you all, and see you next week again.